Day. Okay, hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to do another short movie review. This time it's going to be I Shot Andy Warhol. So this is from 1996, directed by Mary Herron, starring Lily Taylor and Stephen Dorff and Jared Harris. It's sort of a biopic revolving around the events excuse me, that caused a writer, revolutionary, and genuinely mentally disturbed person, Valerie Solanas, to shoot famous pop artist Andy Warhol. So Valerie Solanas is a man hating lesbian who supports herself by prostitution and tries to sell her book titled Scum Manifesto to strangers on the street. She becomes friends with trans model Candy Darling, and through her, Solanas meets famous pop artist Andy Warhol. So Solanas wants Warhol to produce her radical play titled Up Your Ass. Warhol ultimately distances himself from her. Solanas grows increasingly unhinged and seeks revenge. So now Lily Taylor in this movie is she's pretty interesting as Solanas. Excuse me, she gives an energetic performance and chews up the scenery and really plays up Solanas' New York accent. The film centers on her performance and she does a good job of carrying the piece. She has a great film presence and does a decent job portraying Solanas' paranoia, but still is able to make the character a little bit sympathetic. Now, Andy Warhol in real life was a famous modern artist who blew up during the 60s. He went from the commercial art world into the fine art world and underground film scene by kind of challenging perceived notions of what subjects were worthy of fine art. He's probably most famous for his soup can paintings and his celebrity silk screens, and he's also famous for coining the phrase 15 minutes of fame. In the movie, there's a party scene at the Andy Warhol's factory, which is where he would do his art and his films and things like that. And that scene I thought went on a little too long. It's not bad, but it kind of distracts from Valerie's story. Having said that, it does give an intriguing impression of what those 60s celebrity parties might have been like. Now, I shot Andy Warhol. There's not a lot of dazzling filmmaking or fancy camera work or anything like that, but it's solid. I'd say it's mostly stable camera work with tight framing, and the movie has a pretty, mostly intimate feel, I'd say. The movie kind of plays Solanas as a quirky oddball, but really, her story is really pretty sad, and she was really mentally, emotionally disturbed. She was abused as a young person. She supports herself as a prostitute, and she's in and out of institutions and either that or homeless for much of her life. Um, this movie, I think, does have has a kind of interesting look at celebrity. There's an interesting contrast between the celebrity of Warhol versus Solanas, who's been frustrated at not being known and not having people interested in her writing. And ultimately, she does become momentarily infamous, but she soon faded from public. And it basically does kind of illustrate Warhol's 15 minutes of fame statement. But yeah, like I said, the movie does grapple, with also issues of alienation, loneliness, and like I said, mental health. Okay, so to wrap it up, I Shot Andy Warhol, starring Lily Taylor and directed by Mary Herron, didn't quite blow me away, but I do think it's an interesting film. Lily Taylor, excuse me, carries the movie as Valerie Solanas, who, like I said before, is a severely disturbed young woman. We do get to see a bit of celebrity scene that Andy Warhol created for himself and some of the harsh situations that Solanas was living under. Could have been a little bit more detailed, but the movie is well acted and a decent script. I'm not 100% certain about all the historical accuracy, but like I said before, it is a definitely interesting film. So that's it. I got to thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. Yeah.